Now, a Victoria Extra Hurricane Preparedness Special Report with Ingra Sparkman.
I'm sitting with Linnell Manty, the Executive Director of the Crossroads chapter of the American Red Cross. Linnell, what can Victorians do to prepare for a hurricane emergency?
Victorians can follow the guidance of the Emergency Management Office, and what that means is that they need to keep in touch with where the hurricane may land and also be prepared. They need to make sure that they have a flashlight, batteries, their medication. People tend to forget to pack their medication. Make sure your prescription is current. Also, don't forget your telephone charger. Things like that will be helpful being prepared for Victoria.
What is the most common mistake that people make in a hurricane emergency?
The most common mistake is not being prepared, not having all of the materials together and ready to go when the city makes a decision to evacuate. Also, please listen to what the Emergency Management Office has to say. If they recommend a mandatory evacuation, follow the guidelines. That is the best thing you can do.
How does the Red Cross actually participate in hurricane preparation and relief?
We do presentations on hurricane. In other words, we tell you what you need to be prepared for, where you can evacuate to, and what the city's plans are during that evacuation.
How is the Crossroads chapter of the American Red Cross funded?
We are not funded by the government or the state locally here. We have to create our own funds. In other words, we have to do fundraisers, we ask for donations. So during a crisis, we need as many funds can be brought into our office as possible.
What assets, personnel, and equipment otherwise are available in Victoria to respond to local emergencies?
Well, we have other agencies here in Victoria that we work with during a crisis. In other words, Salvation Army, churches, the health department here in our building as well. These all come together when a crisis occurs, and we help the families that need us.
If I want to make a donation specifically to help my community, my chapter of the American Red Cross, how would I go about making a donation to the Red Cross and it goes specifically to Victorians and Victorians' needs?
It's very important that when you make a donation that you specifically write on the check you want to make it to the local chapter, or you need to write on there Crossroads Red Cross, and that will come here locally and it will not be sent off to the national office.
What other services and relief efforts does the Crossroads chapter of the American Red Cross provide in this area?
One of the other services that we provide here is a liaison between the military. And what that means is that when a family here locally has a disaster and their spouse is overseas in the military, we make the efforts to contact that person to let them know that there's something that has happened here at home. And that's where we do a lot. We probably put in 22 calls a month just in that service.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are some of the emergencies, some of the more common emergencies for
I
Victoria?
think our most common here locally is single home fires.
Single home fires.
Mm-hmm. And in that case, what we do is we put up the families usually for 2 or 3 nights in a hotel, and then we get them connected with agencies here and get them housing, clothing, that sort of thing, so that they can reestablish their life again.
Your best advice for Victorians in an emergency?
It's just be prepared, and also stay in contact with your local emergency office and listen to what they have to say about the hurricane.
Thank you so much, Linnell, for meeting with us. I know you guys are busy preparing for Hurricane Alex.
Well, thank you for having me today, and I look forward to the community pulling together for us and getting us through this hurricane season.
Thank you.
You're welcome.